Hello, everybody, and welcome to round 5 of the RRL Championship. We're a bit light in attendance today, but that doesn't. It is Baku after all, and it doesn't mean that we're not gonna have an exciting race. So just get everything set up quickly, and yeah, as soon as people start coming out on track, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be quite an exciting session. I mean, we have 2 race winners in the grid today. Of course, some race winners couldn't make it, or okay, Felix is on the Inters, but or were team principals, and now there's been rule changes to stop team principals from driving. But yeah, it should be an exciting one, and already we have Alex going out on track quite early on in the session. But Alex is quite a good driver, so maybe he's trying to just set a banker lap. As we know, as we know at Baku, it's very easy to put it in a barrier. You know, there are a lot of barriers, so it's going to be very easy for any of them to put it in. I have my sound on my phone. You didn't hear that. Anyway, yeah, as I said, it's going to be quite easy to put them on barriers. El Pocho coming out on mediums. Of course, everyone only being 8 drivers today, everyone in the top 8, whatever tyre they qualify on, is the tyre they're going to start the race on. Yeah, we have 3 drivers on track at the moment: Alex, Donkey Max, and El Pocho. And I think we have one of the Aston Martins coming out. Yeah, we do. Jeremy, I believe 3-time race winner, if I'm not mistaken. And we also have yeah, so 4 drivers out on track at the moment. The rest in the pit lane. Got 18 minutes in the session, so of course quite a while. It is quite a long lap round Baku, so they don't want to wait too long and not get all their runs in. But they do have a lot of time. Yeah, so we have going into this race, we have Jeremy leading the championship by 25 points, so an entire race win, and Alex in P2. So he realistically wants Jeremy to DNF, and he wants to win this so he can put himself right back in that and get himself in the championship lead. Although anything could happen. It's Baku after all, as Alex will now go down the main straight to begin his his first flying lap, and the first flying lap of the session, just right on board with him as he goes into turn 1, brakes just after 100 meters, turns in quite well, make sure not to invalidate and go over there. All this first sector is mainly dominated by left and right handers at a 90-degree angle. Activates DRS quite quickly as he goes down the next DRS straight. Only 2 on this track, but they are both quite long ones. As he goes into the next braking zone, brake at 100-meter board. Make sure you don't clip any of these barriers. It's quite easy to go over to the left-hand side. Hit the brakes. I'm not sure where you hit the brakes there, but you go in and come up towards the end of Sector 1 and up into the castle section. We've seen over the years in real Formula 1 and in many league racing where how easy it is to just, when you're in the castle section, go into the barrier, and you can be left feeling quite stupid if you do it. Donkey Max also on a flying lap now as he goes in. It gets that quite well, not as quickly as he could, but he did go quite well through there. Of course, in the Alpine, you have to remember this is realistic cars. Felix, both Ferraris doing outlaps on intermediate tyres. Bit weird. Maybe he's seen something I'm not. It appears to be a dry session. Hopefully it'll be dry for the race, or hopefully not, it'll be dry for the race if you want to see some chaos. But Alex now coming up to the final sector of the track. Of course, purple in Sector 1 and purple in Sector 2, as he's the only driver to set a lap so far. As he comes down the main straight, activates DRS when he gets up to it. Right there, activates very quickly, and will come down to set a lap of a 1:38.5. So not a bad lap from Alex. We'll see what Donkey Max can do. He's invalidated, so we won't see what Donkey Max can do. Jeremy, I believe this is the next. Yeah, Jeremy will be the next car to finish a flying lap. Championship rival of Alex. So this will be interesting to see if he can beat Alex. I believe the Aston Martin is a bit quicker than the Alpine. I know it's obviously faster in the straights, with the Renault engine being, I believe, the worst, and the Mercedes, of course, being the best in this game. So yeah, as we come down the straight, it's looking to be a good time from Jeremy as he crosses the line and does a 1:37.8, smashing his championship rival out of the water there. As yeah, brilliant lap from him, and I'm sure he'll be quite happy with that. 6 tenths quicker than than the first. 6 times quicker than Alex. I lost my words there as I was reading the comment. You have a quali ban. That's very sad. Very sad that you have a quali ban. I mean, at least you'll still get top 10. It's very sad that you have a quali ban, Pocho. Very unfortunate. I mean, I'm sure you would have got pole in your Alfa Romeo. I know, well, I missed it there, but IGL Cornflakes has settled up on the medium tyre, 8 tenths slower than his teammate, but just 2 tenths behind the Alpine of Alex, so, and Felix sets an incredible lap time on those, or 152 on those intermediate tyres. What a lap from Felix 1. Sorry, ex-Felix 1. I apologise greatly to the young German man. I said that really awkwardly. But yeah, a great lap from him on the inter tyres. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really seeing the moisture in the air at the moment. But clearly Ferrari have a completely wild strategy, and how on earth has he done that? So he's on an outlap, but he's lost it at turn 1. How? Did he just go straight on out of the pit lane? Very strange stuff from King Abdul there. As King Lucky or Lukey, I don't know how to pronounce that, will come down the main straight now. Yellow flag in sector 3. It's Jeremy's going through there. Don't know, I'm guessing he might be going a bit slowly. And King Lukey can't displace his teammate. P5 for the Ferrari driver. The inter strategy, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't seem to be paying off for Ferrari just yet. Maybe as we go into the session, if they have a few more laps on this inter tyres, we can maybe see a bit more improvement from them. But not for the moment. King Abdul now coming up to the car sector, still on an outlap, so I'd hope he doesn't crash through here. It would be embarrassing and funny if he did. But yeah, Alex on an outlap. Just coming through sector 1 now, so he needs to find, I think, what was it, 6 attempts? Yeah, 6 attempts to displace his championship rival at the top there. Yellow flag up ahead. That's the Ferraris on the inters. Yeah, it's a weird strategy. I'm gonna be honest with you here. I haven't seen it before. I have seen it before, but I haven't seen it pay off before. But yeah, I believe the next man to be starting a lap will be the Mercedes of King Abdul. Of course, having the best car, obviously will be the favourite to take pole. I mean, I know, to be fair, I used to drive in that Mercedes, and I think it had some issues. That's why I didn't score a single point in it. But yeah, so it comes into turn 1, quite good under braking. Could have ran a bit wider, although it's still a nice clean line through. Into turn 2, turns in a bit late. Now activates DRS, going down the second straight here on this lap, going up into turn 3, another left-handed 90-degree turn, and once you get through here, obviously you have the right-handed 90-degree turn, and he's taking these quite well, very smooth. Hasn't looked like he's gonna go into a barrier at any point. Let's see what Donkey Max can do. As El Pocho retires, he had a quali ban, so that's not really surprising. Donkey Max looking very competitive going through this first sector. And King Abdul must have invalidated, I assume, at the little corner just before the castle section. So still no lap from the Mercedes driver. But Donkey Max now on a flying lap. Let's see, will he be able to displace Jeremy's pole? He's obviously going to have the faster car by just a little bit. Goes purple in sector 1, so yeah, pretty good from him so far. Coming up into the castle section, and turns through, very nice line, make sure not to invalidate. Now, can he get this right? Can he carry enough speed through without clipping the barrier? Yes, he can. Brilliant from Donkey Max there. Now coming through down the I like to call this the isn't straight, as it's a straight but it isn't straight. They should hire me at F1 to do the corner names. Coming into the next braking point. Brilliant on the brakes, make sure not to hit that curb, because sometimes you can hit it and you can spew off into that barrier. Is he purple in sector 2? Yes, he is. Sometimes sometimes it's not accurate with the purple sectors, but he seemed pretty quick. Alex as well on a flying lap behind him. But Donkey Max will now have nothing left to do apart from activate DRS as he goes down towards the line. What can the Red Bull... is he the Red... I don't know if he's the official Red Bull driver or if he is the reserve. But he comes up to the line now. What can he do? Can't get a provisional pole, but he does go P2. Now Alex on the line, on a lap just behind. I wonder if he got any slipstream from Donkey Max. Comes across the line, goes back into P2. 3 tenths behind... or just under 3 tenths behind Jeremy. As although those two are the only two on the laps. But yeah, so now we have a bit more of me just talking as everyone will just go back into the pit box. So yeah. Yeah, it's quite an exciting session so far. No one has yet to displace Jeremy at the top with that 137.8. So a brilliant lap from the Aston Martin driver, and I'm sure he'll be quite happy if he can take pole. Maybe he might be a bit frustrated because if he can go faster, I'm sure he would have liked to qualify on the medium tyres. King Luki now coming out on the inters yet again. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. The Ferrari strategists, they might be having a bit of a mare here. I'm still not seeing the moisture in the air. However, maybe they know something we don't. As I guess we'll watch this flying lap as we have nothing else really to do. Oh, Abdul must have done another lap on those tyres because he didn't pit. So I guess I completely missed that. I thought he was just going into the going to go box. But yeah, he's out qualifying the Ferraris for the time being, but still 3.5 seconds off the pace. Not good for that. Not good being in the Merc, but the tyres, I mean, and maybe he had a bit of a scruffy lap and just wanted to get a banker in. But I'm sure he wouldn't want to start the race on those soft tyres because he's done 2 flying laps on them, so they must be dead by now. Is he doing another flying lap on them? It seems like he might be, as the ERS is going down. I don't know why he'd be doing another flying lap, as the tyre wear's pretty high as he clips the barrier there into the cast section. I'm sure that surely brings an end to his flying lap. Or will he keep going? I wouldn't recommend it, if I'm being honest. I mean, Baku, yeah, I don't think he'll improve anyway. Clips the barrier again there. Let's see if we can see from an off-board shot how much wing damage he has. It doesn't appear to be showing up on the thing. I don't know if he has any wing damage at all. Maybe he got lucky there. But King Luki will now begin his second flying lap. I've noticed he's used a fresh set of intermediate tyres. Maybe this will give him a better shot at pole. Coming into turn 1. Great acceleration there on the exit. Into turn 2. Very quick. Oh, almost loses it. Holds it in a straight line, the Ferrari driver. So lucky to keep it in a straight line there. Hitting 100, just under 200 miles per hour, going into turn 3. Great line here. I think he has the rain light on. Yeah, because he's definitely using ERS. So I don't know. Maybe the game thinks he's on wet tyres because it's wet, and that's why he has the rain light on. But I don't know. But coming up to the castle section. I assume he will do a run on soft tyres. I mean, unless that is Ferrari's strategy to see how high they can qualify on the intermediates. Be an interesting tactic. Through the cast section, no dramas, no hitting the barrier. No one's really had many dramas there, so quite lucky for them then. Vienna's joined the session. I believe he run away. He's either won a race or he's got on the podium. At least once. So good to see now we're now up to 9 drivers. El Pocho will still be starting last. Got my words out eventually. As Donkey Max is building up for another flying lap as he will come through the final corner. As King Luki retires. Let's stay on board with Donkey Max. See what happened here. Did he just lose it going through this section? Yes, it appears so. He did. That has really messed up Donkey Max's lap there. As he looked to be building up for a fast lap, so I wonder if he's going to pit or if he's going to continue on, as he will have less speed down the straight. He will continue on and start this flying lap, so Let's ride on board with him for this. For most of his laps, no one else is on track. Going into turn 1, brakes just after 100 meters. Brilliant turn in there. I don't know who was coming out the pits there. It might have been. It was King Abdul. And Vienna is on a flying up. I think it said he was in the pits a second ago. That's a bit strange. As King Abdul's done another interesting tactic. We've seen many interesting tactics. Both Ferraris now have retired from the session. Donkey Max still on his flying lap, coming up to the final part of Sector 1. Sorry. Brilliant line through there. Purple in Sector 1. I wonder if that is a legitimate purple or if it's the game glitching out. Into the castle section he goes. Make sure not to invalidate. If you go too far over on that curve there, you can invalidate. Into the castle section, no dramas there. Quite a good lap so far from Donkey Max, and he invalidates! So let's run on board with Vienna now, as he hasn't invalidated. I don't think he's on a flying lap. Yeah, I mean, it says he's been on this lap for 5 minutes and 26 seconds in the top right, and he clips the barrier! That is not ideal for the Alpine driver, as everyone is now coming out on for their outlaps. And Alex is just behind his championship rival, Jeremy. So I wonder if there'll be a bit of game, seeing if Jeremy can maybe slow him down enough. I don't think he'll miss the checkered flag, because he's got a few minutes. As Vienna retires from the session, where was that? Let's ride on board with King Abdul, see what happened here. Did he do something similar to what King Luki did? Let's ride on board and see. Yellow flag, that seems like it might have happened. Let's go through. And ooh! That might have given him a bit of a frightening. Donkey Max is retired. I think he may have retired in the pits. Yeah, I think he has. As, well, he wouldn't have had enough time to go out again. But yeah, that is a very scary for King Abdul. Luckily, Donkey Max did ghost. King Abdul going into turn 1. Decent line through there. He needs to make sure he doesn't clip the barriers. I mean, I'd assume he wants to improve on his previous time, and he doesn't want to. I'm sure he doesn't want to use those tyres that he did those few flying laps on, as they will be very worn for the start of the Grand Prix. Jeremy now begun his flying lap, and so is Alex just behind him. If Jeremy does invalidate, he might end up blocking Alex. I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't do it on purpose, and I mean, I think if he did do it on purpose, he would get a grid penalty. And did he? I think Alex clipped the barrier there. Did he get any damage from that? On the right hand side, he clipped it. From what I've seen, he hasn't got any damage. No damage for the Alpine driver. As Jeremy on a flying lap just ahead. Can he improve on his time? As we go into the Sector 1, 1/10 down. What can Alex is? Alex is just above his just a bit faster than his previous time in Sector 1. He needs to go a bit more faster than that, as he's what, 2.5 tenths, and Jeremy's slowing down quite a lot. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna block Alex? Alex very quick through the cost section there. He might block. Oh, he's gonna block Alex. I'm sure Alex will not be happy about that. Yeah, he's been partially blocked on his lap, and maybe Jeremy might try and give some. Oh, what is he? What has he done there? Is he trying to stay out of the way? I mean, it's good of him to stay out of the way like that. I was going to say maybe Jeremy might give some give a toe to his teammate, but judging from where they are on track, I don't think so. Maybe he clipped the barrier, because he seems to be going a lot slower through there. As now Alex will come up to the line. Can he take pole? It doesn't seem like it. Although, will he do it? Will he do it? Comes over to the line, and it's not good enough for pole. That is very, very close to the top there. Wow! Less than 100th in it. And Jeremy holds on to pole position by 8 thousandths of out of a second. Can his teammate take pole? No, he can't, as he stops before the line. But yeah, what a very lucky from Jeremy there to hold on to pole. I mean, 8 thousandths of a second. That is ridiculous. But I'm sure he's quite happy and he's very lucky. So it's a German front row with Jeremy snatching pole with a time of 1:37.887, just ahead of his championship rival Alex the G. Donkey Max rounds out the top 3, and then in P4 we have IGL Cornflakes, P5 King Abdul, P6 Felix, and P7 Lukey. Interesting tactic with their intermediate tyres. No time for Vienna as he crashed out before he could set a time. He did join the session late though, so I guess that maybe was in a bit more of a rush and couldn't really have a banker put in. And El Pocho starting last after he had a quali ban, so it's going to be an interesting race start with the two championship rivals on the front row. Will we make like in real life when Hamilton went straight on at turn 1? I mean, I don't think they'll accidentally press a brake magic button, but you never know. This game could be strange sometimes, but we'll see. We'll see going into the first corner. It's definitely gonna get a bit spicy. As we'll just waiting for players here. So is there someone in a... Oh wait, no, that's George Russell. Sorry, I was reading the Williams thing, and it looked like it was a username in the Williams garage, but no, it was just George Russell. As we'll just wait a bit. It's waiting for quite a while, so someone's got bad internet. Yep, session's starting. Oh, it might be them deciding their strategies and that might explain it. So I mean, the Ferraris and Pocho, and maybe the Ferraris have actually pulled off a good strategy here, because they can start on the medium tyre, whereas everyone else in the top 2 or top 3, I don't know how many people qualified in softs, they're going to have to start on soft tyres, and King Abdul's going to have to start on his very worn soft tyres. As a formation lap, I believe. Yeah, formation lap. But let's see what tyres everyone is on. So, unsurprisingly, the top 3 all on softs. IGL Cornflakes qualified on the mediums. I must have missed that. King Abdul on softs. Both Ferraris starting on hards. Vienna on mediums and El Pocho on softs. So, look out for El Pocho trying to get past those the 2 Ferraris in front and Vienna at the start of the race. Let's see what the predicted strategy is for the for the Ferraris. It's obviously a one-stop hard medium. I wonder if, depending on how they look after their tyres, if they could do a hard soft towards the end of the race. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But it's gonna be tough going into this. Obviously the first lap's gonna be very tough for everyone. I'm waffling a bit here, I'm gonna be honest with you. But yeah, so I wonder how it'll go for those 2 championship rivals. Will they maybe collide? Depending on how long they depending on the start Alex can get, if he can get a better start than Jeremy, we could well see a right old scrap for the first few turns. I mean, it's very easy to go side by side in the first sector. I think turn 2 it can get a bit tight, but other than that, it's quite fun to go side by side. Of course, when you get to the castle section, one of them will have to pull out. Otherwise, we may see the entire grid DNF, as sometimes when one car crashes there and they don't ghost, it can lead to the entire grid crashing there, especially if it's one of the leaders. First lap predictions from me. I'm going to say I think Jeremy might just hold the lead, and I think Donkey Max might get involved at some point. And I think we're going to see a lap 1 crash in the castle section from somebody. But my predictions aren't normally right. But I guess we'll have to wait and see as we wait for everybody just to take their spot on the grid. The Red Bull with Donkey Max going straight past Alex. Of course he's not controlling that, the AI is. As Jeremy just getting into his grid spot there. Stopping on his marks, and Alex is going to do the same. Of course, you know, they're not driving, but it'd be nice if they could drive. That'd be a good update. Not update, but a good thing for the new game. I mean, maybe just reset them if they go too far or something like that. But, and like in the pit lane as well, I think that would be cool. I mean, of course, people would just try and take out their own pit crew. But, yeah, as we wait for everybody to get on the grid, I think Pocho's definitely on the grid, as now we wait for the 5 red lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here in Baku, And the lights are on. We are underway for the for round 5 in this championship. And side by side, Alex seems to got a good start, but Jeremy's got an even better one. Side by side with IGL Cornflakes getting past Donkey Max, and he went a bit wide there as Jeremy holds P1 quite comfortably, and Alex still a bit behind. And that's a big collision. There's a spin of Abdul, so he's dropped all the way down to the back of the grid. And Vienna's made up a few positions at the start. Both Ferraris, I think, have held position. I don't know. But yeah, so Jeremy in P1 already pulling out a bit of a sizable lead. Alex P2 and Jeremy's teammate IGL Cornflakes on the medium tyres, looking a bit more racy than Alex at the start of this race, as he's 3 tenths behind now. Vienna also 3 tenths behind of Max. It looked like Max might have clipped the barrier at some point. I'm not sure if he did or not, but if he does have damage, then that might be why. Of course, we saw the spinning Mercedes, but this is the one I want to watch right here. IGL Cornflakes and Alex both racing quite hard. They race him so hard. As yeah, no really updates on the times for the Ferrari, but as you can see on board, he's very close to Vienna, and he might even go for a move here as Vienna hit the barrier. I think Vienna did hit the barrier. He's slowing down quite some lot. He's gone to the back of the grid. Not the back, not the very back. He's letting everyone pass. Is he? What is he trying to do? Anyway, moving forward, IGO Cornflakes very close, and that Alpine, I know it's not very quick in the straight line, having used it in career modes, but yeah, it's not very quick in the straight line. Could we see a move into turn 1 from the Aston Martin driver? Very close as we ride off board. Not a great camera angle as he gets the move done, I think. He did get the move done. The camera angles were not really helping out. Oh no! Maybe a bit too late on the brakes there, but now DRS from Alex. Lap 3 already. This race going very quickly. I mean, it is just lap 3 as Vienna comes into pits, proving my theory of, yes, he did in fact clip the barrier. But yeah, Alex. Did Alex maybe get some damage? Because he seems to be a bit slower. Maybe it's just the Alpine. Maybe he hasn't got the best setup on for race strategy as the leaderboard does some weird thing. It's going to sort itself out eventually. As Vienna puts on the hard tyres, so maybe he could... Maybe he needs to hope for a safety car so he can get himself back into this race. As it's saying Vienna's in P1 when he's not. I think when he crosses the Sector 1 timing line, he will fix itself. But yeah, so Jeremy already pulling out quite a sizable lead. Of course, got the tyre advantage to his teammate, so maybe strategy could come into play later on. Cornflakes obviously will only have to do a one-stop if he's going to try and do a one-stop. Alex will want to pressure him as he will make sure he drops the minimum points for Jeremy in the championship. So he's going to want to try and stay as close to IGO Cornflakes. He want to make sure not to fall out of DRS. DRS very powerful round here, as we know we have this incredibly long straight here. Felix got into P5. I think that was from when Vienna pit, or I don't know. Pocho up into P6. As we look at the winners and losers in just a second here. So IGL Cornflakes, probably one of the big winners at the start here, got up 2 positions on the opening lap. Alex lost a position, so did Donkey Max. Felix is up 1 position, and a great start from Pocho. Saw him make up 3 positions at the start. King Lukey held position. King Abdul, 2 kings in this grid. King Abdul lost 3 positions, although by the time he's done with this pit stop, Vienna may well pass him, so it might end up being 4 positions. But yeah, so Alex getting quite close to the back of IGL Cornflakes after those 2 DRS straights. I think the game must have glitched and put it on lap 3, because we've been on lap 3 for 2 laps now. Or it said it was on lap 3. But yeah, anyway, moving forward, we'll have Alex the G in P3. That rhymed. That was really good. Yeah, Vienna getting past Abdul, who was in the pits, and yeah, Jeremy having a comfortable lead now. He might need to pull out a bit more if he's doing that 2-stop, or if he can make it work with a soft hard, that would be great for the German driver. But yeah, it's a 1-2 for Aston Martin as it stands. But Alex is definitely going to want to try and get into P2. Donkey, I think he was within a second of Alex, but he may well have made a mistake because he's now 1.3 seconds back. Felix is 3.3 seconds back, although he's on that hard tyre, I think this stint is just making sure he can keep pace with everyone else around him and make sure he doesn't crash or spin, because sometimes the hard tyre doesn't like to react well to some cars. Pocho starting to drop back a bit as King Lukey will try to pass him on this straight. The game loves to show me this camera angle. As yeah, Alex still within 1 second of IGO Cornflakes. It looked like he went a bit off track there. Could he have possibly gotten a warning? As King Lukey's only 3 temps back now, 5 temps now, from El Pocho. And maybe he could have a go at him down this next straight and close up to his teammate a bit as he activates the ERS. No ERS. Clearly he doesn't think he's close enough, and he isn't close enough, quite frankly. And he will have one more lap trapped behind that Alfa Romeo. Vienna 24 seconds back, and King Abdul even more. Yeah, 20. What? So that's about. Maths is not my strong point. 32 seconds back, King Abdul, from the next car that isn't Vienna. As in a bit we will have a little look at warnings. It's not that easy to get penalties around here, but it is certainly possible. As Alex is, I think IGO Cornflakes might just have the pace on Alex for now, as he's clipped the barrier there. Is there any damage to that Alpine? Heard the barrier noise, but as he goes through here, doesn't appear to be any damage. Definitely no understeer through there. As King Lukey for the battle for P6. Could he try and get past El Pocho down this next straight? Of course, El Pocho has the two softer tyre compound advantage. As but now King Lukey in 4 temps activates ERS. Pocho saving ERS down the straight. As King Lukey, I'm not gonna watch for that camera angle. Activates ERS, DRS, and gets the job done on El Pocho, and I don't think that really surprised anyone. That of course the Ferrari a lot quicker than the Alfa Romeo, but could Pocho maybe try and fight him back going into turn 3 after the DRS straight? Alex within 6 temps of IGO Cornflakes, but still I don't think he's going to be able to get that position, as he is he's a bit. What are the words I'm trying to say? As yeah, he's losing time, and don't forget to drink water. I'll do that. I don't have any water. Yeah, Alex, I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with IGO Cornflakes, as IGO certainly has the pace advantage on now. But I wonder which Ferrari is going to be quicker. Felix is struggling for pace a bit on these hard tyres, of course, though everyone else is on softer tyres. But I wonder if that's Felix's lack of pace, or the Ferrari's lack of pace, or the tyres. But I guess we'll see later on in the race when he moves on to what I assume to be the medium tyre. But yeah, let's see if King Lukey can catch up to his teammate and maybe get a move done. We might see some friction at Ferrari. Although Felix is a smart driver, and if his teammate is that much quicker than him, he will just let him go. But they need to make sure they don't fall too far back of those drivers who are going to be doing a 2-stop, like Donkey Max, like Alex, like Jeremy. I'm assuming they're going to do a 2-stop. It just seems likely. But Alex the G comes at the first man to pit. Did he clip the barrier on the way in? That looked really weird how far over to the right he was, but he comes into the pit lane. What can the Alpine? He's changing his front wing. Did he maybe get damaged at some point? El Pocho also coming into the pit lane. But yeah, Alex goes onto the medium tyre, and that's not what he would have wanted, to have to change that front wing, losing a heap of time in the pit lane. And that's definitely blown that position over for the Ferraris on the hard tyre. And so as long as they can keep decent pace, well, that is confirmed that Alex and Pocho are on a 2-stop. So as long as the Ferraris can keep decent pace and make sure they keep them behind, they could, well, they've got a net P4 and 5. And maybe even more than that, maybe a double Ferrari podium, depending on the pace of Jeremy and Donkey Max. I assume IGO Cornflakes will be doing a 1-stop, as long as everything goes well for him and he doesn't get any damage. So, yeah, so I think as long as he can keep decent pace, IGO, I think he might be getting another race win. I think he is a 1-time winner already. Let me just look. Yeah, he's a 1-time winner before. Jeremy a 3-time winner, including sprint races. But yeah, so Donkey Max, depending on what strategy they're doing, I mean, I'm assuming they're all on a 2-stop as they started on the soft tyre. But I wonder what they will be doing going into moving on later into this race. But I guess only time will tell, and that's the first penalty of the day. King Abdul with a 3-second time penalty, and that is a mistake too from him. Did he clip the barrier by any chance? Let's have a little look at his front wing. If he didn't have damage, he definitely has it now. Yeah, completely lost his front left end plate, and he's hit the barrier again. Really struggling as Donkey Max pits, and that confirms that he's definitely on a two-stop. So let's see how far Jeremy can take his tyres into the race now. And so I wonder, I'm sure he will be wanting to get his 4th race win of the season. I believe he's won 3 races so far. And Sector 2 and King Abdul's out. We'll stay on board with Jeremy as he'll be the first man to see it. Just yellow flags for now. Is there going to be a safety car? Yes, there is a safety car. And that's blown the race open for Jeremy as he can have a free pit stop. And that is not great for the Ferraris, as all the time that they've just made up on those drivers like Donkey Max who are on a 2-stop, they're going to just come right back up, and they're essentially on the same strategy now, as they both have 1 stop to go. So that's really not great for the 2 Ferraris, who were looking in a promising position, as they both had pretty decent pace. They were looking in a promising position to maybe get a double podium if all things went their way, but things definitely haven't gone their way, and King Abdul was out. I was going to try and hope and see if we could see his car and where he went off, but we cannot, as his car has disappeared. Great job from the Marshall team, you know, to get that cleared up within about 10 seconds. So yeah, great stuff. Jeremy will be very happy. I'm assuming he's going to pit, and I'm assuming, I don't know, will IGL Cornflakes switch onto the 2-stop, maybe put on another set of mediums and have softs at the end of this race? If he is, he's not looking like he's going to do that, as he's going quite quickly. Let's see. He goes into the pit lane. He's gonna. They're double stacking down Aston Martin. He has a 4-second gap to his teammate, almost 5 seconds. So we'll see now. Will he get held up? Yes, he will. Will Felix pits? So he's going onto a 2-stop. I think, and the other Ferrari pits as well. King Lukey, both Ferraris pitting. So they must be going onto a 2-stop. Yeah, putting on those medium tyres because they definitely won't last that long. Going out of the pit lane, and King Lukey will come into his pit box. Bit of a delay from the Ferrari pit crew, but they do get the 2-stop, the double stack done. And who is that coming down the pit lane? It's El Pocho, as he drops back into last place. But yeah, so both Ferraris now on a 2-stop, and I think everyone is on a 2-stop now. Everyone has pit at least once. So yeah, and I don't think anyone will be able to last those. El Pocho going onto the hards, so maybe he thinks he can last those hard tyres to the end of the race. I don't think Vienna will be able to last his hards to the end of the race, as they're already 5 laps old. But maybe El Pocho could pull off a masterclass of a strategy and last those hards to the end of the race. It'd be great for Alfa Romeo. I mean, they're already going to get at least 1 point, at least 4 points, sorry, if he can, as long as he can finish the race. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. As Jeremy, a bit far behind the safety car. I haven't really done many races where I've had safety cars, but I wonder if there is still the thing where any slight contact will give you a 5-second time penalty. So the Aston Martins are going to make sure they don't hit each other, because if they do, then there'll be a big penalty served in the next stop. Especially as I'm pretty sure everyone's doing a 2-stop. 5-second penalty is the last thing you'd want. As the Ferrari is just coming up to the back. Felix just burning some fuel. Let's just move this telemetry away and see when he holds the wheels straight. Let's see what fuel he is on. Appears to be, I can't really tell, it's very small, but I think that's about plus 0.4, 0.5 in that region. Very difficult to see on the Ferrari wheel. Yeah, I can't tell, I'm going to be honest with you, I can't tell what fuel they're on. Alex is going to not want to be held up by anyone. Donkey Max has had decent pace, but he has made some big mistakes when it matters. So I'm sure Alex will want to make sure he can get past and not maybe make contact with him, as we'll have one more lap under safety car. And one more lap for Jeremy to think about how he's going to do the restart. I'd assume that he is going to wait as long as possible. And Vienna comes into the pit lane. What is he going to change on? Is he going to change to the medium tyres? Yes, he is. So down at Alpine, switching onto the medium tyres and switching onto the 2-stop, or I think it's like a 4-stop now for him. Yeah, he's already made 2 stops, so he's going to have to make one more, so it's a 3-stop strategy for Vienna. I say Pocho's on a 1-stop, he is on technically a 2-stop, but he's going to carry those tyres to the end of the race. It's very difficult to keep track of what everyone's doing. But yeah, I'd assume Jeremy is going to just be nice and slow and steady up to the line and maybe try and catch his teammate off guard. And or catch the rest of the grid off guard. I mean, you'd hope the 2 teammates would, well, I mean, for drama you'd hope they do make contact, but you'd hope they don't make contact with each other. If this was Drive to Survive, I'm pretty sure there would be a random rivalry between Donkey Max and Vienna, even though I don't think they've seen each other on track all day. But that's just Drive to Survive logic. I don't know what I'm on about anymore, I'm just trying to fill time. Anyway. Safety car will, I'd assume, to be in this lap, as everyone has caught the safety car. Yeah, Vienna's caught it now, and there's no reason for it to stay out another lap. I mean, the marshals had the car cleared within about 10 seconds. Yeah, the beautiful green of that Aston Martin, definitely getting ready to go racing again. I guess we'll see here. Is the safety car going to speed up just a little bit more? And I think it's about here-ish, where it says if it's going to... Yep, safety car in this lap. So I'm sure Jeremy will just back the pack up, try to cool down everyone's tyres. So the 2 Aston Martins weaving. Red Bull weaving a little bit. But yeah, once it gets to about the main straight, when the safety car peels into the pit lane, that is when I think most drivers will stop weaving, as then, or Jeremy could go at any point. I think Jeremy could probably go now. But with his teammate that close, as Jeremy goes now, Jeremy has bolted and we're about to be green light racing again. Jeremy definitely caught his teammate off guard there. Already 7 attempts clear, but what can Donkey Max do going into turn 1? Can he send out an ideal cornflakes? No, he can't. Doesn't send it. Alex still behind Donkey Max. Can he get a better exit than the Red Bull driver? Yes, he can. Activates ERS going into turn 2. This will be a lovely move if it pays off for Alex, and it does. Back into the podium spot. Alex is, and but Donkey Max will fight this one. Back going into turn 3. Can he get the position back? Alex looks to cover the inside line. Alex holds the middle of the track, and Alex gets the job done. And that's a great move from the Alpine driver. He had to get that done. He didn't want to get held up by the Red Bull, even though realistically the Red Bull should have the pace advantage. Alex was looking a bit quicker earlier on in the race. So great for Alex, and now he wants to try and get after Ideal Cornflakes and get the move done on the Aston Martins in front. He wants to make sure he can get as close to Jeremy as he can, and maybe even get past Jeremy. That looked like a bit of a corner cut there, so I wonder if the stewards will have something to say about that to him for exceeding track limits, so he might get a penalty on later on if he keeps doing that. But anyway, yeah, so great move from Alex on the Red Bull, faster car, but not a faster driver apparently. Sorry, Donkey Max, but yeah, great move from Alex. As Jeremy already has a 1.1 second or 1 second advantage. He looked like he made a mistake out of that corner though, as he lost a bit of time. But the close battle on track at the moment is between Alex and IGL Cornflakes and Felix and Donkey Max. Can the Ferraris, who had to suffer through that first stint on the hard tyres, could they maybe try and get something back now and start clawing back positions? Felix is going to look to try and get a move done going into turn 1, but he is of course way too far back. Alex only 4 attempts back, and the fast lap of the race from Jeremy on those fresh medium tyres, 141.240. So come the end of the race, if he can hold that, that will be getting him an extra point. And yeah, IGL Cornflakes is a bit under pressure from Alex. He seemed to have the pace advantage over Alex in that early stint, although I wonder if that was just Alex's soft tyres dying. But I guess we'll wait. I guess we'll have to wait and see if Alex and the Alpine driver can get past the Aston Martin. Felix very close to Donkey Max now. A second when I think DRS activated next lap. So I'm sure he would have preferred this lap because he gotta get past the Red Bull in front. But he's gonna have to wait. Obviously not gonna make a move in the castle section. But yeah, Felix, if he can get a good enough slipstream and a good enough final corner exit, he could possibly get the move done on Donkey Max. And it's mad to think, but we're not even halfway through this race, sorry. As Pocho definitely struggling on pace. I wonder if he hit a barrier or if it is just the Alfa Romeo on harder tyres than everyone else. But yeah, Felix very close to Donkey Max. Can he get a good enough exit to try and make a move down into turn 1 or right off board with this great helicopter shot as they go through the fast left-right, just fast left-right. I was about to say left-right-left, but no, it's just the left-right as he's gaining on the Red Bull down the straight. Could he make a move going into turn 1? He will be too far back, but is DRS enabled this lap? I think it is. Vienna sets the fast lap in that Alpine, so got that back from Jeremy. And DRS is enabled. Could Felix maybe make a move going into turn 3? Well, he's going to be too far back and he's not even activating ERS, so he's going to have one more lap behind Donkey Max, and maybe we'll see, with DRS down that main straight, maybe we'll see him get it done. But Alex very close to IGL Cornflakes, and Jeremy is absolutely checked out from this race. 2 seconds clear already. Yeah, Alex is going to want to make sure he can get the job done on IGL Cornflakes and make sure he can make it stick as quickly as he can, as he wouldn't want to lose any points to his championship rival. Look, did he lock up then? I heard a little lock up then. As at least he's out of the DRS. Oh, clips the barrier there. Could we see him pit again? Well, could we have to see him have to change his front wing again? He clipped the barrier and that did not look good. It looked like a bit of a hefty hit. Lost a lot of time to IGL Cornflakes, and that is the danger of the castle section. You cannot relax at this track. Did Felix do something similar? As he's definitely lost a lot of time. But Donkey Max is going to be in perfect position to try and get a move done on Alex as we ride on board with the Red Bull driver. Can he get revenge for that that's opening when the safety car went into the pits? Can he? Alex, of course, got the move done on him, but it's going to be a very easy move for the Red Bull driver. Is Alex even going to come into the pits? Yes, he is. Clearly, he had a hefty enough hit to make him have to replace his front wing, and he's going to, I'd assume, go into hard tyres and take those through to the end of the race now, as King Abdul leaves the session. Well, yeah, that puts the Red Bull of Donkey Max back into the podium places, and I'm sure Felix would want to be on that podium place rather than him, but it is looking like it's going to be a very comfortable Aston Martin 1-2 so far. Unless they make a mistake going into like the castle section or something like that. Very easy to do. But I guess we'll have to wait and see as we continue on into this Grand Prix. About halfway, we are now at about half distance. As Donkey Max seems to have the pace advantage on IGL Cornflakes. So has he maybe hit the barrier or something? Or is he just having a bit of a slower lap? Number 15. That's his teammate. Number... I want to say 70... Oh, number 15. And yeah. Number 15 being hunted down by... I'll see his number in a second. $54. It's a good number. I think I sometimes use 54. Wait, no, I use 56. What am I talking about? Yeah, IGL Cornflakes losing a bit of pace. I think he was about 1.2 seconds ahead, but now he's just under 1 second. As Vienna's going to look to make a move on Felix. Austrian versus German. You see the Alpine driver has the no helmet. If you look off board, just look into the cockpit to see. If you ride on board, you can see no helmet. As Felix will want to get that position back going into turn 3, but he's going to be too far back, and the Ferrari driver goes back to... Did he start in P5? I think he started in P6. Yeah, so he goes back one position, but still in P5. Vienna's having a great race so far, up 4 positions from the start. Jeremy's just held P1 this entire race, so he's never looked in doubt of losing P1, to be honest. But yeah, his teammate made up 2 positions on the opening lap, I think, to get into P2, and now they're looking to cruise to a 1-2. Donkey Max has held P3. Vienna up 4 positions. Felix up 1 position. King Luki up 1 position. El Pocho up 2 positions, and Alex the G up down 6 positions. Did he go into the pit lane again? He did. He must have hit the barrier again because he's so far back now. I feel bad for Alex. He was having a great race until that little mistake in the castle section. Donkey Max 6 tenths back from IGO Cornflakes, who of course will have no DRS. Both on similar ERS levels. Maybe Vienna could even get him involved if this turns into a bit of a messy scrap. But yeah, no ERS from Donkey Max, as Vienna's just 2 tenths behind. I thought he was going to go for it for a second when I was seeing how quickly he was catching, but just ran out straight in the end. But can Donkey Max, 4 tenths back now, try and make a move on IGO Cornflakes? He's activating ERS. IGO Cornflakes goes to the inside to defend, and he's going to be just too far back. Just runs out straight. It feels like maybe a few 100 meters more, he would have got it done. But a big, not big slap, but a bit of a tank slapper there, and he almost clipped a barrier. And that does give IGO Cornflakes a bit of breathing room, as he now can extend his lead gaps of P3 to 5 tenths. And for a second I thought Vienna could have a little move on Mr. Max. It's not Mr. Max, his name's Max. Mr. Donkey? Mr. Max? I have no idea. Donkey Max, whatever. Yeah, 4 tenths back now. 5 tenths back now, both of them. Felix seems to have lost pace again. So the Ferraris, neither Ferrari looking that quick round back at the street circuit today. I think they might as well go back to the drawing board with a strategy. That didn't work. Anyway, back to racing. Donkey Max just under 4 tenths now behind IGO Cornflakes. Will have DRS, will have ERS. What can he do to maybe get past the Aston Martin driver going into turn 1? But Vienna has so much more speed going into turn 1. Could he do the both of them? Could he do a double overtake too far back to get IGO Cornflakes? Donkey Max loses P3, but great move from Vienna. Very opportunistic, as I think Donkey Max was so focused on trying to get P2 that he wasn't really focused on what was coming up behind him. But Vienna 3 tenths now back, 3 tenths back from IGO Cornflakes, but he doesn't have the straight line speed, or does he? No, he does not have the straight line speed to get him going into turn 3. As we will continue on, but I think we'll have to wait till the next straight, and this could get tasty. As he's just 3 tenths back. Vienna's looking so strong on these medium tyres compared to when he started. And oh, commentators cursed out. I'm very sorry, Vienna. But oh, I feel bad. Commentators cursed, just as I was saying. And Donkey Max gets a 3-second time, but it was as a second safety car deployed with about 10 laps to go here. I'm assuming everyone's going to pit now, but I'm very sorry because that was commentator's curse. Just as I said, he was looking strong on those medium tyres. He spins off and goes into the barrier. Let's just see if we can see the car. Yep, the stricken Alpine. I feel bad because he had a strong opportunity to get at least P2, and maybe if things went his way, possibly even P1. But it's very unfortunate for Alpine, who've seen their race go absolutely, or their races in the mud, if I'm being honest. As while their drivers went from both in like possible positions to win the race and get P2, now in what will be P7, and then of course the DNF. So I don't think you get any points for the DNFs. As Jeremy is in the pits. IGO Cornflakes also in the pits. He slowed down a bit just so he could not have to get held by his teammate, as it's critical now. Can Red Bull pull out a quick enough stop for Donkey Max to maybe jump one of the Aston Martins if they get held up at all? Comes out, great stop from the Red Bull team. And let's see. Can he get past... Ideal Cornflakes, was he held up? He must have been, as Felix is now in P3. So Felix jumps... IGL... Sorry, Donkey Max and Felix jump IGL Cornflakes in the pit stop. The double stack at Aston Martin didn't work. They had to do it because otherwise it wouldn't have well, to be honest, their race would have gone to nothing because they would have had to pit next lap or not under safety car, and that would have been worse for them. But they had to make that two-stop. They had to make that double stack. Sorry, and it hasn't paid off as IGL Cornflakes lost 2 positions. But we know he did have strong pace at the start of this race. On the soft tyre as well. So, could he possibly be one to watch for the rest of this race? Less than 10 laps, no, just 10 laps to go now, but of course we'll have, I think, one more lap on the safety car after this, as we'll wait for Alex to catch up. As he changes his front wing again. I think Alpine are about to go bankrupt in front wing changes. But yeah, so once him and Pocho catch up to the safety car, Pocho on soft tyres as well. Let's look at the tyres actually. Yeah, so a 4-stop for Alex. But yeah, so medium, soft, medium, soft. But Donkey Max does have that 3-second time penalty that he got just as the safety car began. So even if he gets past Jeremy, he's gonna have to pull 3 seconds, which is gonna be extremely difficult, especially with less and less laps remaining. Although one thing I must say, have these soft tyres runners peaked too soon? Will we see them at the end of this race in the last few laps? Will we see their tyres absolutely go off? Because to be honest, softs don't last very long here at Baku, and I can't imagine it's going to go well if they do go off. And it could give Donkey Max a good chance at getting his well, I believe his maiden win. Yeah, his maiden win if he gets it. Or Felix's maiden win. If both of them get past Jeremy. As we are in the safety car, let's take a little look at who has warnings. So, one warning for King Lukey. One warning for IGL Cornflakes. One warning for Pocho. One warning for Alex. One warning for Vienna. 2 warnings for Vienna. 2 warnings for Donkey Max, although of course we do know he has a penalty. 1 warning for Jeremy. 2 warnings for IGL Cornflakes, so he's going to have to run both him and Jeremy are going to have to be very careful. Vienna, DNF, wait, I think, yeah, all these have been track limits, the ones that I've read out. And of course, you know, the penalty on lap 16 for Donkey Max, but yeah, so Jeremy has 2 warnings, and IGL Cornflakes has 2 warnings. So both Aston Martins are going to have to run a very clean race from now on. Alex, I think I think he only has 1 warning. Yeah, only 1 warning for Alex. But yeah, it's gonna be a very exciting end to the race. If maybe they get a lot of pressure on them, could we see the Aston Martins make a mistake and well get a penalty? We wouldn't put him past it. It's very easy to get penalties, and Alex is retired in the pit lane, so that is Alex's race done for today. I'm not sure if we're going to have the sprint races, there aren't that many drivers here today. But if we do, I think it's top 8 reversed? Or is it top 10? See, I should really know this. I'll have a little look. Yeah, top 10, if we have one, top 10 will be reversed. So if Abdul is still going to race, he'll start P1, Vienna, and it'll be an Alpine 2-3 as it stands. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting if we do have a sprint race. Let's see, is the safety car going to come in this lap? Yes, it is. So those medium tyre drivers will have their tyres might be a bit more difficult to get into temperature. Looking on the thing, it seems Felix's tyres are a tad cold. But yeah. Jeremy just weaving and waiting When is Jeremy going to bolt? And he bolts now, but Donkey Max has seen it happening and he's called it beautifully. As now Donkey Max, of course, with that 3 second tempo penalty, so if he wants this race win, he's going to have to get past Jeremy and do a lot. But IGO Cornflakes and Felix scrapping into turn 1. Side by side, of course, the man with the soft tyres is going to get a better exit. Felix making sure not to tap IGO Cornflakes going into turn 2. Now up to turn, going down the straight up to turn 3. King Lukey looking to get past his teammate going into turn 3. Soft tyres versus medium tyres with both equal cars. And into turn 3, King Lukey gets the move done. Felix drops back to P5. It's a terrible restart from the man who was originally in P3, but King Luki's going to try and get off the IGO Cornflakes and get back for at least a Ferrari podium. As he's 8 attempts back, but 3 attempts back from IGO Cornflakes. This still could be a racing Aston Martin 1-2, sorry. As he's going to look to make it. I thought for a second he had a little look for a second there into the castle section, and I thought he was going to go for it, but. No, he's not in the end. But yeah, Felix dropping all the way down to P5. I'm sure he's not going to be happy with that. As he can burn all the ARS he wants in the world. It still means he's 6 attempts back from his teammate. Who's 4 attempts back from IGO Cornflakes. The Ferrari, when the Ferrari are on it, for the first few laps, they seem to have a great pace. However, after that they seem to drop off. That's what I noticed a bit, but Felix getting quite a good run out of that final turn. But he's not going to be close enough to his teammate, and I don't think he would want to overtake his teammate, as of course his teammate has softer tyres. IGO Cornflakes going for a move into turn 1 on Donkey Max. Has he outbroke himself? No, he hasn't. It's a Aston Martin 1-2 yet again, as we continue on. But will those soft tyres die? I can tell you now, if Donkey Max or Felix can get back into this, they might have a chance at the end, especially if either one of those Aston Martin drivers get a penalty. If they can keep with them in those last few laps, they could have a chance, as their tyres will be in better nick and will certainly be very fresh. But yeah, Jeremy's doing what he's done all race. Has he led all race? I think he has. But yeah, Jeremy pulling away yet again, and he's certainly cruising to his 4th victory in this league. Donkey Max still behind IGO Cornflakes. 3 attempts back. He's keeping with him quite well, and DRS not active this lap, but it will be next lap. And if he could get a job done, if he could get a move done into turn 1, that would be great. And it would certainly give him more of a hope for this race, because currently he is going to be, well, he's probably going to finish P5 with that 3 second time penalty. Going down the straight now, not activating ERS as he gets an awful exit. 5 attempts back, he's activating ERS, so is IGO Cornflakes. They've burnt ERS so quickly here. He deactivates it as he knows he's not going to make a move into turn 1. And his best bet is to, and a fast lap from Jeremy, a 1:39.847, and I don't think anyone will be able to beat that. But yeah, if Donkey Max can just stick with him here for a few laps, we might see him still be able to get P2, or depending on the pace advantage against the Ferraris, he might still go for a podium. I don't know if it'd be a medium. I think it might be his first race. I don't know if I'm being honest. I don't know if it would be a maiden podium. In fact, I'm going to check. Because it'd be rude if he gets this podium and not celebrating it. Yeah, so I do think this is actually his first race, which is it's an impressive first drive. Just scanning for. Oh no, it's not his first race. I think it's his first race he's raced in. He's been in the league for a bit, but he hasn't raced yet. As I think he was, he had something he was doing. But anyway, yeah, if he can pull the gaps to the Ferraris, he's looking like he's struggling with it. But if he can pull the gap, he will be a great maiden podium for the I don't know where he's from. It's gonna bug me. For the Dutchman, I don't know if he is Dutch, but if he is, maybe he just likes Max. I'm gonna stop waffling. I'm gonna be honest with you. Anyway, King Luki 5 attempts back, Felix 5 attempts back from him. El Pocho dropped right back out of this, which is to be expected. He's in an Alfa Romeo, so cut the man some slack. But yeah, still P6, great result for him. But Donkey Max needs to up the pace if he wants to keep this podium. And as King Luki's just going to sit in as the DRS, and well, he's going to take P3. But Donkey Max needs either IGL Cornflakes to hurry it up, or he needs to overtake and start pulling away. But he can't. Then again, he can't afford to lose time scrapping away. He needs to hope IGL Cornflakes gets a penalty, maybe. I mean, I'm sure he's not going to be focused on the penalty. He's going to be focused on what he's doing now, and that's racing. I'm sure he's giving it everything now. 40% ERS, 41% ERS. Very, very good line through there. I don't know if he cut the corner at all, but he's very, very close to IGL Cornflakes' rear end, right up his chuff. As now we will go towards the end of the final sector. Only 2 temps back, 2.5 temps back. So he might be able to get the job done going into turn 1. And if IGL Cornflakes tyres start to die, we might see a maiden podium today. He still needs to drop the Ferraris too, but it's gonna be tough for Donkey Max. But he can get the job done. Activates ERS. IGL Cornflakes does the same, but he has so little ERS. How has he used that much? As I'm sure he's going to run out before the end of the straight, yeah. As Donkey Max, easiest move of the day for him, as he goes straight past and up into P2. Of course, he has that 3-second time penalty, so he's going to need to work very hard to pull away from Felix, from King Luki, and from IGL Cornflakes, although the soft tyres could be starting to die. As IGL Cornflakes will have DRS back, he's not going to activate ERS. He knows if he can just stick within 3 seconds of Donkey Max, he will keep his P2. But Donkey Max has been looking rapid in this in his second and final stint. So I don't see him keeping with him. And unless King Luki can get past IGL Cornflakes, this could be good for Donkey Max. He had a decent qualifying P3. And I'm sure he's frustrated that he did get that time penalty, especially because he got it under safety car. And it was certainly something that didn't need to happen. But yeah, if he can start pulling away, 3 seconds is the gap he needs. At the moment, he'll still be finishing P5. So it's not looking too good for him now. But he's already pulled a 1.1 second gap, and he's gaining on Jeremy. If Jeremy gets a penalty, as the Ferraris switch around. Whether that was on purpose or not, I don't know, but maybe the soft tyres have died now, as he's gaining on Jeremy, and if Jeremy gets a penalty, I mean, of course Jeremy just needs to make sure he focuses on not getting a penalty. That's pretty much all he needs to do for the rest of this race. But if Jeremy gets a penalty, Donkey Max could be on for a very shock win. But yeah, IGL Cornflakes, is he going to hang on to DRS? Yes, he is. As we go down the main straight. But now Donkey Max does 3 laps to pull 3 seconds, more or less, from IGL Cornflakes. And if you are Jeremy, do you play the team game, drop back and slow down Donkey Max? Or do you just focus on what you're doing in front? It'd be risky if you did it. But I wonder how desperate are Aston Martin for this one too. The first sector is where Donkey Max seems to be lacking in pace. As he's ERS flashing there, he's got no ERS. No one really has any ERS apart from Felix and Bocho. Yeah, the middle and final sector is where the Red Bull seems to be strongest against the Aston Martin. So yeah, I think Felix might actually get on the podium. He's looking rapid at the moment. He's caught up to the IGL Cornflakes, and this is definitely the crossover window where the soft tyres have died. And look how much Jeremy's dropped back. Does he have an issue? Does he have wing damage? Is he just taking it easy? Who knows? But at one point, I think he might be trying to hold up Donkey Max. I guess we'll wait and see. He's already pulled a 1.2 second gap. Donkey Max he has. As Felix is definitely a little lock up. Then I don't know who that's from. It was either Donkey Max or IGL Cornflakes. Felix is going to definitely want to have a look down this next straight. Only 3 temps behind. And He's going to have DRS slipstream. He has so much more ERS. And Felix could still see himself get on the podium if he can keep decent pace. As now we go down the main straight. Felix, which way is he going to go? To the left or to the right? The right seems to be covered. He moves over to the left, and that's going to be an easy move for Felix 1 as he gets the job done going into turn 1. Very easy for the Ferrari driver, and all he needs to do now is stick with that Red Bull in front. And if he can do that, well, then he's got P2, which would be great for Felix, and it would really give it a nice end to this race for him, as he's had a tough race. Ferrari definitely had their strategy messed up with that first safety car, as they were both on hard tyres, so I'm sure they weren't very happy about that. And Felix might even go on to win this one and get his first win this season, if he can dispose of Donkey Max, or if Donkey Max can get past Jeremy. Jeremy has seemed to lost all pace here, so let's run on board with him. I said it at the time when they all put them on. It was a risky strategy for everyone putting on soft tyres, as those tyres are dead. And Jeremy really needs to carry this home. 6 tenths now the gap. To Donkey Max behind in a faster car. So yeah, Jeremy has more ERS. However, Donkey Max has more pace. So this is going to be exciting. I think the win might be out of the question for Donkey Max. And it's a 3-second time penalty for Pocho. I thought it was ITL Cornflakes or something like that for a second. I thought, wait a minute, this could be a podium for Donkey Max, but no, I'm sure he's gonna get past Jeremy down the straight, and well, yeah, if I'll wait. Yeah, if the last move was easy on ITL Cornflakes, that one was even easier on Jeremy, and Jeremy needs to stick to the back of Donkey Max like glue. He needs to stay in that DRS. He cannot afford to let Felix get past. Otherwise, we might just see a Ferrari winner on this final lap. It's going to be very close. The Ferrari giving it everything he's got, going into the first part of this first sector. Jeremy pulls away down the straight. He clearly has a bit more engine power. But one thing going into that, we've seen, obviously in real life, we've seen moves down that final straight. Flashback to like 2017 with Lance Stroll. But yeah, if Felix saves his ERS, and he's very, very close, could he try and move into the castle section? He was thinking about it for a second, but it would be a bit too brave and a bit too bold. But if Donkey Max can pull out, Donkey Max has pulled out DRS, this could be it for Felix. If Felix gets past Jeremy down the straight, he will win the race. It's going to be all too close to call on this final lap. Donkey Max 1.3 seconds clear. I hate to say he might still get on the podium, but I do hate to say it for Donkey Max, but he's realistically not going to get this race win, as of that 3-second time penalty really letting him down. I think he's going to be very frustrated. Then again, he might try to peel off of the race if it wasn't deserved. But Felix pushing Jeremy through this final cone. They're side by side, and Felix gets the move done. Felix could go on to win this race. 2.3 the gap to Donkey Max. But is Jeremy going to get him back on the final lap? Jeremy's going to get him. Jeremy has DRS. Jeremy gets the move done. And what an end to this race. Felix has out of DRS, and Jeremy, for the 4th time this season, wins in Baku. And Felix P2 and IGO Cornflakes rounds on the podium, and that's really unfortunate for Donkey Max. He drove like an absolute hero today, and he does miss out on P3 by 2 attempts. But what an end to the race that was. Felix just missing out. I think he should have stayed behind Jeremy and just got DRS. It was a risk for him, but yeah, still got driver of the day for Felix. What a race! As we see Jeremy on the podium. It's an Aston Martin 1-3, and that's great for their championship fight, and that puts Jeremy even further ahead at the top of the championship. And I'm sure Felix will be happy with that. And I know one man who's not happy, Donkey Max. I'm sure if it wasn't deserved, that penalty, he's going to appeal, and we still could see more drama after this race, after this feature race. And we could see him still get a race win here. As yeah, we look at the end of the race. What an end of the race that was. I'll say it again. But yeah, as Jeremy's just said, 1,000 IQ from him to give Felix the let Felix pass before the DRS and get P1 in the end. But yeah, so that is it. The provisional results, we don't know, could 3 second time waits could get removed. Jeremy P1, Felix P2, IGO Cornflakes P3, Donkey Max P4, King Luki P5, El Pocho P6, and everyone else didn't finish. Yeah. Run out of time there. And we will be having the sprint race, which is good to hear. But what an end to the race. I've said it so many times already. But it was incredible. Oh, I didn't realise at the time, but Cornflakes was a lot closer behind than I thought. Pocho has said, Pocho, you stupid driver. As we'll now wait for King Abdul to join, and that is the last person to join, and we're going to have 8 drivers in this feature, in this sprint race, sorry. 13 laps, and I think King Abdul's starting from pole. Pocho will be starting P3, so it's going to be an interesting start. My voice really hurts after shouting that much at the end. But yeah, let's we're just gonna have to wait for a bit while we're waiting for everyone to ready up. As Felix readies up, so we'll see everyone ready up in just a second. So if you are new to this, I think you knew we've only had one stream, and that was ages ago, and that was literally just a test race. 64 views, not bad. But yeah, we're just waiting for the session to start. IGO Cornflakes and Jeremy to ready up. So Jeremy will be starting last, along with Felix on the back row of the grid. I say back row, like they're actually starting last. They're not. They're technically still starting. What, P8, P7? We get into the race now. So let's give it some race predictions. Oh god, I mean, I think I said someone was going to crash the castle section and then their race there. I mean, people did crash there, but not on the opening lap, which is annoying. My race prediction is I think 2 drivers are going to collide on the opening lap, and I think it's going to be at the front. That is my prediction. And my race winner prediction is Vienna still here? Because I think Vienna's going to get it. He had so much pace. Yeah, it really isn't loading. Taking a while to load. Might have to end the stream and restart, which would be really annoying. My voice is going. No, it's not going. It's not that bad. I can't swear. I almost swore. Apparently it's Jeremy with the issue. So Jeremy is having issues with his Wi-Fi, I believe. That's why we're taking so long to load. So he's going to leave and then rejoin, I suppose, which will fix it, hopefully. Oh, no. I thought it was about to get in then. Guess not. This music is too intense for a loading screen, I've decided. I am trying. I think they might have gotten into the session. And it's not loading because it likes the game doesn't care about spectators. Ooh. Sorry, I was watching Alonso's move on the last lap. Didn't actually see it. I'm gonna end the stream and then I'm gonna restart my game, which will end the stream, and then I'm gonna try and get back in because I think they may have started and it's just not letting me load for some reason. So yeah, we'll be back in about